And now, the politics of pot. California's Proposition 19. It would legalize marijuana, and polls show it's pretty close. There is no question it would bring the state billions in tax revenue, and a former U.S. Surgeon General has said culturally it's much like alcohol. But a couple of reporters decided to take a car and drive stoned. The results, David Wright is right here with me in Lilly tonight. Good to see you, David.
Good to see you, Diane. This is one of the quirkiest campaigns ever in California politics. Quirky even for a state where medical marijuana has been a fact for 14 years. Just check this out. A new political ad out tonight, one that you would never expect to see on TV.
Let's be honest. The war against marijuana has failed.
It's a political campaign like no other. Proposition 19 got an unusual road test last week. Two journalists wanted to see what happens when potheads encounter potholes and all the other hazards on the roads. They got some help from the California Highway Patrol.
The experiment was to see how impaired I would be on pot.
California has more drivers than any other state, 22 million of them. So a big concern here is whether legalizing marijuana would make the roads less safe. Proponents of Prop 19 insist it won't.
The impairment is rather slight. It's like taking antihistamine.
The two journalists certainly found that driving and drugs don't mix. One of them nearly veered off the Highway Patrol test course.
I wasn't okay. So that was kind of shocking to me.
Public safety concerns are a big reason support for Prop 19 seems to be slipping, more than 10 points behind among likely voters in one recent poll. But the pollsters admit this measure could bring unlikely voters out of the woodwork. Medical marijuana is already mainstream enough here that industrial growers like this one in Oakland operate with full knowledge of city officials.
We pay federal taxes, we pay state taxes, we pay all the normal taxes of a business.
Prop 19 would mean a windfall of new revenues for cash-strapped cities and towns. By legalizing pot, California could save nearly $1 billion a year in enforcement costs and generate as much as $350 million in state and local tax revenues.
But the opponents say not so fast. The feds have already signaled that they would oppose this thing, even if the voters here say yes. And Diane, the political dynamics here are fascinating. You've got leading Democrats, folks like Jerry Brown and Barbara Boxer, opposing Prop 19, but still hoping that it'll bring young voters out because they'll vote for them, they've figured.